Yo, 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 what is up? We are back. This is the Rivalry with Joe Stevens and Ryan from No Border Sports.
How's
What
it
up?
going?
What up, man?
Oh, not much. Been a while. Been a
Yes, it
hot
has.
minute. So glad to be back on here.
Yeah, good. Stoked.
Yeah.
Draft happened. We kind of got to see kind of what players we got. We got a little better of an idea of who we actually picked in the draft. So yeah, here we are.
Yeah. I guess. Well, before we get into it, what you been up to?
Well, been trying to get my OBS thing going on, but also being lazy and doing other shit. But hey,
Yeah.
working a lot. I've been.
Yeah.
I think last Saturday was the first Saturday I had off in a while.
Oh, badass.
Yeah, so I was working 6 days a week and just kind of working. Oh,
Badass.
let's give a shout out to everybody in the chat.
Yeah, for real. It's really showed up so far.
We got Mad Dog John LaJoy in the house. What up?
Oh, John.
We got John J in the house. What up, John J? Oh, first of all, let's go back. Make sure to go check out Mad Dog John LaJoy for all your 49ers content. Same thing with John J from the 49ers Ultimate Report. He runs a great channel over there, so make sure to go check him out. You're here with us.
Yeah, that is me.
Yeah. Oh, Oh, hey. Wait, hold on. Yeah, take a bow.
Yeah.
Take a bow. We got Little Philly in the house. What up, Little Philly?
What's up, Sponge?
Or sorry, Sponge. Sorry, Spongy. I knew a guy back in the day. Used to play a lot of video games with him. His name is Little Philly, and I guess I just assumed now that you are Little Philly. He sent my roommate a laptop to play games on, but then he showed him, hey, there's this online site. I can't remember what it's called, but it essentially it was like the precursor to the chatter tackle. Chatter tackle that's running around on the internet. So yeah. I had to censor that a little bit. We got Jason, Captain Niner Smash Massey in the house. Talofa faithful. Yeah. See, he's saying hi to me, not you, Joe.
Yeah.
So just cool your tits.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, but appreciate everybody stopping in tonight.
Yeah,
so,
appreciate it.
We gonna get into it?
Yeah, might as well.
You go first. I've talked about mine a couple times already, so I want to hear about yours.
The draft.
Yeah. You see the little board? You wanted the little board. Now you don't know how to use it.
Jeez, no, I'm fucking stoked. We got what everybody is comparing to the next Aaron Donald. Hopefully that becomes true. Because boy, that would fuck your guys' day up for about 10 years if that is true.
We already had to deal with it already. It's not like we don't know how to game plan and double and triple team somebody every play, but
yeah. No, I hear you, but he's supposed to be a game wrecker. We'll be excited about that. Byron Murphy. Second round pick, third. Sorry, we didn't have a second round pick. Probably got our starting guard this year. Need a little help on the O-line. I know I've been kind of hearing from you guys too. You guys are kind of in the same boat as us. With higher expectations, obviously. But yeah,
like the guard thing, we are definitely like seeing eye to eye.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you guys have higher expectations going into the year, no doubt. But yeah, the offensive line is it's a lot of young, unproven guys. But you know what? We have a whole different coaching staff. We'll see how things change. But yeah, we actually drafted Christian Haynes to replace Phil Haynes. I thought that was pretty funny. Yeah. Who else we got? We got Tyrese Knight, I think is his last name. Inside linebacker. I'm assuming he's kind of a developmental guy because I think our two inside linebackers will be Tyrell Dodson and Jerome Baker. Really excited for fourth round pick AJ Barner out of Michigan, tight end. Kind of more of a blocking guy, and I think that's kind of what the Seahawks need in this offense. We're going to pound the rock this year, set the tone at the line of scrimmage, but got to have the offensive line to do it, and that's a little bit all I'm really worried about. Not all, but that's kind of the main focus, what I'm worried about.
So we picked up Ricky Pearsall in the first round. A lot of people said it was a stretch or a reach. I don't know. I kind of think it fits. A lot of people love the pick for the Niners, right? Like other teams, that wouldn't have been a thing really, but for the Niners, that specific guy, Ricky, and what he brings to the table, and my team, the Niners, people were like, yeah, hey, that makes a lot of sense. And when you're picking at the end of the first round, when supposedly, my team, I think, only had 22 first round grades on players.
Mm-hmm.
So you're picking 31st out of, a round where only 22 people are you're projected to have a first round grade on. Who knows if Ricky Pearsall was one of them?
Yeah.
So this is the other thing. You get a 5th-year extension.
Mm-hmm.
So if he is the guy that you think he is, you get one more year at a cheaper rate instead of, wide receivers are going upwards. Brandon Ayuk might get upwards of 30 million. Ricky Pearsall in 5 years might be asking for 30 million. You know what I mean? Because the price of an average receiver, even if he's an average receiver, might be around $30 million. Who knows? We'll see how it goes. But at that point, you're saving, like, if he's making 10, 12 mil a year at that point because of the rookie contract extension, you're saving yourself 18 mil, 20 mil.
Yeah.
So it can be real smart. Then we went and got Renardo Green, defensive back. I can't remember the college. This guy is all over the place. He's smart as hell. He might be on the outside this year. He might win a job on the outside, and then that might move Diamador Lenore inside, or he could be used FSU. Thank you, Jason. He could be used as even a free safety, I think, because he's quick and he's smart and he's played some safety. So he could be used as a free safety. We don't have a lot of free safeties roaming around, but you could use him in the slot also. So he can move around. He's got talent. He can plug a gap. 3rd round, guard, boom, Pooney, Dominic Pooney. Looks to me, he played left tackle. I don't think he's good enough to play left tackle in the NFL right now. I think people get around the edge too quick on him. But I think he make a great guard. And I think he said he liked being inside because it's easier, I think, for him. And I think it's because people are getting around him. And when he's in a guard, he can just look at one thing I noticed is he finds work. When he's got nobody, he's finding somebody's ribs. Mm-hmm. The center's got somebody, the tackle's got somebody. Okay, well, let me crash inside and just put my elbow in this nose tackle's ribs. Mm-hmm. Smart stuff. I like it. With the 4th round, we got Malik Mustafa, safety, who is going to ruin your guys' day. He's smart. My GM called him Adonis. Like, he is friggin' physically built. He's not necessarily like fast, but football speed, he's doing good. And when it comes to a safety, you don't have to be fast to be a strong safety. You just have to make sure you're in the right position at the right time. So however much lead you got to give on somebody to make sure that you're just in step with them when the ball goes down the field, That's what you need to do. So this guy, he's smart too. Smart. He looked like a CEO sitting there talking to the press. So watch out. We also got Connolly, another slot type receiver. Really fast. He's a burner. So, and he's kind of got some of the Ricky Pearsall type vibe to him as far as being able to run good routes. That's the other thing. Ricky Pearsall runs some amazing routes. His footwork as far as like juking players off the line and like making that nasty cut that breaks people down. He doesn't have that. He's got the stop on a dime, but he doesn't have the nasty moves yet. But his route running, it's so fucking nice. I mean, like he can start year one somewhere with just the ability to make those routes. Big knock on him. Everybody was saying he didn't have much yak, but when I was watching his highlights, the quarterback was throwing the ball all over the place on him, and he was having to make these catches. He was having to adjust and do all this type of stuff, which to me didn't put him in a great position to be able to get yak yards. Sometimes, you know, when you're having to stop and come back to the ball, you ain't getting yak yards on that. You know what I mean? When you're having to dive or jump up in the air, you know, you're not going to be able to, when you hit the ball, when you hit the ground running with the ball in your hands, that's when you can really gauge yak.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really see many chances, and the guy's a burner. Like they put him on screenplays, so like he can do all them nasty Debo plays, but I think he's faster than Debo. So watch out.
Yeah, speaking of Debo, are they moving on from? Well,
No,
we'll get to it. How about your undrafted free agents? Anybody that's sticking out so far? Anybody that you heard of, know of?
oh yeah, I blanked on like all their names at the moment. We got Nugent, a center. We got Schroeder, Corey Schroeder. We got a running back who led his division with like, I can't remember how many yards. I think it was like 1,600 rushing yards. And he was an undrafted free agent, just walked on. He's taking somebody's job, pretty sure. And we drafted a running back. We drafted I forgot to talk about him too. Caliendo.
I was being a smartass.
So, what's his fucking
what round was that? Was that the third or fourth?
I think we moved up to get him in the third or the fourth.
So I was being a smartass. I was on with I hopped on with McNiner and Culp just for a couple of minutes that day, and I go, they wanted some offensive linemen or something, and I go, oh no, you guys are gonna be you'll get a third round running back. I know what you guys do, and sure as shit, I got off. You know, I didn't go back on because I had to go do something, but. Sure as shit, I hear they drafted a running back in the third round. And I started cracking up when I heard that because I just heard you guys talk about it so many times.
Yeah. They really liked him, but he had a blistering speed and he's at 220 pounds. The guy's going to make you pay. And another thing, I thought that with the way the kickoff thing's going, we were talking about a little bit about rugby before the show. I think the kickoff is gonna kind of warp into like a rugby style play, where everybody lines up.
Well, almost. It's gonna be more like a run play than actual kickoff. It seems like a running start run play.
That's kind of what the rugby play is. You know, how
and I hate it. I hate the new kickoff. It's just ugly. I was at the XFL. I was at the fucking XFL games, a couple of them, like 2 seasons ago or last season, whenever they did it in Seattle. And
2 seasons ago, I think you were trying to give me tickets. I remember.
So last season, then.
Last season.
Okay. Yeah, and I just call me old school. Well, it's one of those things we'll probably get used to in a year or by week 3 or 4. So,
You know when you're going to get used to it? When your special teams coach has got you scoring points off that bitch consistently.
yeah, as long as everybody's special team coach doesn't have every team scoring on that bitch consistently, I think that would actually irritate me.
I don't. Oh, it's going to be crazy. That's why I was saying our running back that we traded up to get, he runs kind of standing up, and he reminds me of Jared Hayne, which was a rugby player that we got about 10 years ago.
I remember that.
And he ran standing up, so that might come into handy on the kickoffs because you're not going through a regular hole, so you don't need to be like low like that. You kind of need to be up tall so you can be high up in a sprint and tough enough to where if somebody tries to arm tackle you, just clip them, you know what I mean, and get right past them instead of really worrying about being small, because you're not going to be as fast, getting down small like that. So I don't know if this is something that could come into play, because like I said, he's got the blistering speed, 220. So
yeah, he's not tiny.
Yeah, and it's gonna be like you're gonna have like offensive linemen doing like wide receiver blocking in certain parts of the field. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? It's almost kind of gonna be like, almost just a little bit. It's kind of gonna be like a punt return, if you think about it. Where everybody lines up real close to each other, and the punter's back and the returner's back. Obviously, it's going to be a lot more exaggerated than that, but
I don't know. I'm actually excited. I'm really excited for this because I think this is going to change the game up in a good way, and I think good teams are going to be able to exploit things. I just don't like the stupid. You can only do the onside kick in the fourth quarter, and you got to tell people. You can't do like a
Sean Payton.
Yeah, you can't. And no, it's football. Let's just look. If somebody wants to fly by the seat of their pants, let them.
Well, it's kind of. So, question with this new rule, we're getting way off topic here.
Yeah.
Say the returner, just, I don't know, gets hit in the head with a frying pan right before the play and doesn't touch the ball. Can the defense still recover, or the kicking team still recover it? And it's their ball at the 20-yard line?
Is their ball at the 20-yard? I'm sorry, I tuned out when I realized he was dropping some RUDFAs.
So, normal kickoff. You kick it off. Say the returner just doesn't touch it. Say, like I said, say he gets hit in the head with a frying pan. He fucking, but faints or something. The kickoff team can go and grab that ball, and it's their ball without anybody else touching it. This new kickoff, say it's kind of like a squib between the returner and the kickoff team. Is that a live ball like it would have been last year?
I don't know. I would suspect it should be, because it's trying to stop them from taking the touchback and trying to get them to go up the field. So I think it would still have to be live after the 10 feet thing. You know what I mean? Like when put in play, because then you have to do something with it. You know what I mean? You have to make some sort of attempt at it. If you don't, then what's to stop them from just letting it bounce?
Yeah. You know what really irritates me? Sorry, getting back to what just grinds my fucking gears. And you're going to think I'm an old piece of shit because of this. Okay.
Trick play.
No, yeah, I fucking hate trick plays.
Get off my porch, you trick play motherfuckers.
Exactly. You can't beat us fucking straight up. You shouldn't be winning the fucking game anyways. We used to kick off from the 30 back in the day. Okay. I think like 07, 08, they moved it to the 35. And then, they try to limit returns as much as they can because it's so dangerous. And then they make the touchback go out to the 25. And then they're like, you know what? What we've been trying to eliminate for the past 20 fucking years. Let's not do that. Let's try to create more. It's like, don't fix something that's not fucking broken. Just irritates the shit out of it.
So you think that things could change to where things could get worse?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Because if there's one team that's just scoring on every fucking kick return, I realize you got to stop them, and special teams is part of the game. It's just going to piss me off.
Okay. I think it's safer because you're not having everybody come down the field on a full head of steam. Plus, there's going to be a lot of anxiety because it's almost like calling a zero defense. Like there's cover zero, you know what I mean? Like there's nobody behind you. There's nobody behind you to make up for any mistake that you might make, essentially. Well, right? Except for the kicker.
Another thing I heard, there's going to be 2 returners, right? This way. 1 kicker, 2 returners. So one thing that I do like, like I said, limiting fucking scoring on special teams, because I get special teams as part of the game, but I don't want to see it 4 times every game, if that makes sense with you. I think the reason special teams scores are so fun over the past 50 years of football is because it's a play that doesn't happen all the time, right? You don't see a kick return for a touchdown every game. You don't see a punt return for a touchdown every game. You're going to have more defenders down there on the line than the return team, so that seems good, I guess.
But you just need to get a mismatch in one particular area and the ball carrier to go through that area and it's all over, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be bizarre. Better
it is
have some good fucking tackling kickers, okay?
And I think
your kicker needs to be a fucking free safety back there.
If only we could put our punter in as our kicker in this situation, because Mitch, I don't know if you saw, but Mitch, his first 2 tackles in the NFL, both were flags, I think, or at least one of them was a flag. And the other one, they were like, Mitch, we don't want you to go out of the game on a concussion, because he leveled. Like, Mitch gets down. You don't, your poor returner if they break, because Mitch brings a fucking lunch.
Yeah, they're. Yeah, you got an Australian guy too.
Real quick, let's give a shout out to David Corona in the house. Everybody, David Corona has himself a channel. Also, make sure to go check him out.
He does.
Yeah.
David.
I don't think he has a Twitter, because he hasn't hit me up on his Twitter to have me come on his show or anything like that. So I don't know. He's got Corona twice in there. David, he thought people were going to forget by the time they look down to the bottom of his circle.
Why is there a Lakers and Dodgers picture in there?
Oh.
Shouldn't that be the Warriors and Giants?
Yeah, he's a Warriors and Giants fan. Big time.
And a UCLA, not a SC fan.
Yeah.
He does not have a 49ers logo on there.
Is there a Dallas Cowboys?
No, but it's blue like the Cowboy star. I think that's what he's trying to say.
We got CarCast in the house. What up, CarCast?
CarCast has a show with Lil Sponge.
Yes, CarCast has got a channel too. He's got a show with Lil Sponge now?
Yeah, saw it on Instagram. On Instagram.
Hell yeah. Way to go, CarCast. But yeah, let's get back to the UDFAs.
My bad.
You're good.
Like I said, I'm a dick. What can I say? I'm fucking an old school, just asshole. Get off my lawn, fucking dick. That's me.
So we got Pline, tight end. I can't remember. I think this guy is a converted lineman or something like that. Or he's converted to something, like he had either like a wide receiver into a tight end or something like that. But seems like he might be okay.
The fact that you have a quarterback with the last name Mordecai might be the funniest fucking thing I've ever seen.
It might not be funny when you see him on the field.
Let's see. I hope he dresses like a fucking knight outside of football. I hope he shows up wearing like a fucking steel suit and shit. His name's fucking Mordecai.
He kind of looks like a Brock Purdy, but with a stronger arm, and who had 2 50-yard runs last season.
For who?
I can't remember the school, but dude can play some football.
I will continue to make fun of him until
you can. Hey, go ahead. I will make sure to clip all these and tweet them to him.
I just can't wait. I just can't wait until fucking Byron Murphy comes out. Okay. Right.
So this is how a lot of educated people have been talking about Mordecai. That Brandon Allen, who I think has like a not a guaranteed well, I think he's got some guaranteed money in a contract. Buffalo? No, he Allen. We got Brandon Allen.
Oh, they have Kyle
quarterback.
Allen.
Anyway, so he's got money coming to him. He might lose his job, and Mordecai might take his job. Also, we got Dobbs on the team, right? Dobbs might not be quarterback number 2 after this kid gets involved. This guy might be QB2. You gotta I guess he's really smart too. I watched a thing about this, or I read up on it. Slonik, who is the brother of the offensive coordinator in
Texans.
Yeah, for the Texans. His brother works for us, and he's a regional scout, or I don't quote me on his position. I think he's higher than that. But he was like, dude, this Purdy guy's changed the culture. It's crazy. Like, you got to get into this guy. And then I guess Brian Greasy had talks with him, and he was talking with him to Brian Greasy, and Greasy's like, dude knows what he's doing. Dude's smart. And and because Brock was in training camp, and what was the quote? Don't count your reps, make your reps count. Mm-hmm. That's what in training camp, especially if you're a nobody or a late draft pick, that's what you need to do, Yeah. And what they saw from Brock was, off the bat, he's trying to fit the ball in small windows. And Sam Darnold wasn't doing stuff like that. Sam Darnold's looking for sure things, because he doesn't want to throw an interception in practice. You know what I mean?
That sounds like Jimmy G. I feel like Jimmy G was,
Jimmy threw interceptions in practice.
No, I get that.
He was trying not to.
No, I get that. But what I'm saying is, it seemed like Jimmy, he'd never make the risky throw. You're right. He'd throw fucking interceptions for no fucking reason.
Yeah.
But it was never like a deep fucking bomb interception trying to fit in a tight window. It was
it wasn't a 50-50 third and long. Oh, well, it's a punt if they catch it. You know what I mean? Right?
The fact that motherfucker got suspended for PEDs and he sucked. Like, come on, dude. If you're going to be on fucking steroids, be good. Fucking be good. Don't be on steroids if you suck.
Pat McAfee was great. Oh, dude, he totally was. I mean, when I believe I watched him kick that one to himself real time, and I was just like, this guy is just a fucking genius. He had everybody so scared that he was able to just kick it to himself because they left the middle of the field open. I believe that was the Texans, right?
Yep, it was a Houston game.
Yeah. So like, and I think it was on the road.
It was. I'm like 99% sure it was on the road.
I'm pretty sure too. Oh, we got All Around Sports in the house. What up, All Around Sports?
What's up, AS? He's a Hawks fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, any other notable
the Schrader guy, like I said, he's gonna be a problem. Watching some of his footwork tapes, he knows what he's doing. He's not a speed demon. So like you might be able to catch him down the field, but good luck trying between the tackles. You know what I mean? Like who cares if you're gonna tackle him after 15, 20 yards? He's got 15, 20. We'll just give it to him again, you know? So
can I get to I really only have 2 total standout UDFA. Actually 3 for the Seahawks. First off, get it out of the way. We had Tua's brother there, quarterbacking for us.
Oh wow.
I forget his first name. His last name's obviously Tagovailoa. I guess he looked decent. Second one would be Jack Westover, the Huskies tight end from last year. And I can say I watched him a lot, obviously. Just always find ways to get open, find the soft spots in the zone. And that's what was actually frowned upon him in the draft process. That's why because they said, oh, he was always, catching easy passes. He's not the most physical guy, but I think he's a bubble guy that might make this roster if he shows out, and he's a decent blocker. Like I said, he finds his way open, which is good. And then another one, we just got this guy, Buda Jones. I guess he's a 6'1", 307-pound nose tackle that is really showing up in this mini camp. So that'll be nice to see more of him. A lot of this stuff I kind of pardon.
I don't like the sound of that. I don't like potentially good nose tackles on division rivals. You know what I'm saying? You get a good nose tackle, they can fuck up a lot of shit.
A lot of the stuff we're hearing right now, I want to wait till August to kind of really say my final words on it. Yeah, I know.
Joe said this earlier. Let's bring this up. Appreciate you coming in here and voicing your opinion, sir. You believe the 49ers made a bad choice with the first round pick. They need a secondary player. DeJean was right there. You can't pass him up. Yeah. I think I don't know this if it's true or not, but I don't think he was our GM and our kind of whole front office likes players that are like the team captains and so he might not have met their criteria, because I know what you're thinking, because I was thinking, hey, maybe we should, and it seemed like he fell pretty far. So there was a lot of people, and I don't know if it was because he's white, which would also, I'm not gonna lie, I would immediately look at him and go, is it gonna be good? You know what I'm saying? Because we see all the talented people in the league and they don't look like him. You know what I'm saying? So
that's pretty racist, but
I am just stating what I can see with my own eyes. Okay.
Can I make a comment here all around sports? The reason they picked Pearsall instead of DeJean is because they like their white players on offense. They got CMC. They got Kittle, they got Purdy. Now you add in the white receiver. That might put them over the top, right? You can't have white players on the defense with the 49ers. You got to stack them all on offense.
And we also got Renardo Green in the second round. And, well, I wouldn't say that because, okay, think about this is how I see it. We got Juwan Jennings coming up next year. We've got Ray left. I can't remember who else we lost. But we've got what's his name? Danny Gray, who may or may not be there. And also you're talking about Ricky can play this year. And if you can have him in the slot and run those routes that he can, and it seems like he might be used in nice bunch packages, which we haven't seen Kyle use. Maybe that's because he didn't feel he had the right personnel for that. So maybe now you might see some tight bunch packages to kind of make you have to wonder what's going on now. And, it's also a nice thing to block out of. So, and one thing I said is you get a 5-year deal with him. Essentially, you can extend him and get the 5th-year deal if he's that good.
Yeah, and if he sucks, you get him for 4 years.
Also, if you do let's switch into here. Yeah. You done talking about UDAs?
I'm done.
Okay, so if you take care of Brandon Ayuk's deal, it's still not going to really come into effect until next year. And that's when you're also coming up with Debo's big deal. So if you were going to get rid of somebody, then would be the time to do it, right? I don't think they're going to get rid of Brandon Ayuk now. Brandon Ayuk thought picking Ricky Pearsall was a fire-ass pick, quote unquote. That's what he told, texted. That's what he texted Kyle and John. He said, fire-ass pick, right? So he thinks that, hey, they're adding to the room for me, or kind of for us, you know what I mean, to just give us more talent in there. And I think that's what they're going to come out with. They're going to come out with Debo, Ricky, and Brandon Ayuk out there. They might even put Juwan Jennings out there and go 4 wide receivers on your ass and have CMC in the backfield. And then you can split CMC out and go 5 wide. So it can be pretty nasty here pretty soon. So that's why, and I really like Renardo Green, and he might be taking over the outside from Diamador Lenore, and Diamador Lenore might move back in the slot at nickel and handle some business because he was very good there. But if Green is better in the slot than he is outside, they'll just keep Demo outside and do that. Yeah.
So you don't think Ayuk's going anywhere? You think
no. Last rumor I heard was the deal was it should get done, and they want to do it and get it done before training camp because they don't want him holding out through training camp. They want everybody in training camp. And I've heard I think the tweet was 28 to 30, which if they would have paid him, he was asking for 27. If they would have just been 26, he would have signed it then. That would have saved him at least $2 million, because if that's correct, 26, 20, 28, that's $2 million more. So by playing this bullshit ass game they do every year and letting other players drop in front of them, because it happens all the time. I can't remember it. I think it happened before Bosa, yeah. Mm-hmm. And Debo too, because who else was up when Debo was? You're always going to have somebody.
So when Debo was up, it was the same year that Terry McLaurin, DK Metcalf, and AJ Brown were all up. They were all the same draft class.
And then I think that was the same year Christian Kirk got his crazy, insane fucking, you're a third string receiver. Yeah. So, and then look at what the Lions did with Amon St. Ra, mm-hmm. and how they paid him. Right. Yeah. And now it's like, oh, well, now you got to pay me more than him. If they would have just shut up and gave him the money, you could have gave him 27. Still give him 27. If you got to settle at 30 now, you could have saved $3 million. And that you're talking about over, let's say, a 4-year contract. That's $12 million. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
that you could have used on another player.
Yeah.
Just do the deal when it's in front of you. So, yeah, the draft's dead and gone. There's no reason to trade Ayuk right now, except for a next year's draft pick, which if you're going for Super Bowl, why would you do that? You know what I mean?
Unless he's that disgruntled. But if he texted fucking John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan,
He was also the first one to text Ricky Pearsall.
Okay. Well, yeah, he doesn't seem that fucking disgruntled. So
nope.
He seemed very disgruntled after the Super Bowl, but I think that was more emotional. So.
And I understand it. Look, I understand it, bro. I don't know. I can't tell you how I would act. Who I don't know if I would even be mad. I might be mad, but the emotion, I would probably be crying my bitch ass. You know what I'm saying? Like that would be a big thing for me. And I could see myself getting emotional over that, which, you know what I mean? Like something that big in somebody's life, you should never worry about who am I going to be emotional around. Just fucking, handle your business.
Yeah. Well,
I remember my last game of football my senior year. We go out on the field and everything's all good. Everybody's crying. I'm not crying. And then I look over at Danny. I can't remember his last name right now, but he was like the biggest, toughest one out of all of us. And he's crying. And I just immediately waterworks because none of us were going to get to play the game we loved anymore. You know what I mean? It was over at that point. So that was sad.
Want to move on to Jamal?
Yeah, here we go. Wait. Before we do that, I need to play something.
You guys see that? It's like a little vet move. The little right arm ripped through, and then he just basically plays basketball and seals them off. Huge hole. These guys all over pursue. We get hell of a job where Jamal Adams, who knows what the fuck he's doing. And then you get Ayuk.
Whoa.
You get Ayuk.
What are you saying about Jamal? It's a vet.
Why is he running away?
He's got alignment on him.
He's running away.
Yeah, he didn't want any of that.
No,
Can't let him get up the sideline. You got to send him back inside.
Listen, let's be very clear. This was the first play of the game, boys. First play of the game. And you don't want contact on the first play, game's over.
So as I was loading the backgrounds up, I seen that clip and I was like, oh, this will be perfect.
Fuck, bro. I saw the clip down there and I forgot what it was. That was Jamal's last game as a Seahawk, by the way. The report is so there's two teams interested in Jamal Adams. One, I hope he does not fucking go to. The other, I am praying that he fucking goes there. First team, Seahawks. Praying to God he doesn't fucking come back. The Seahawks insider Greg Bell in Seattle said basically from what he hears around, everything, like the inside sources, they're saying they're interested in Jamal Adams just to be nice, to kind of help his stock out a little bit. The second team who I hope he fucking goes to, I'd be so happy, dude, is the San Francisco 49ers. I would love to see that man in a fucking 49ers uniform just fucking up, constantly. I would love to see him, So I hope he lands with you guys. I really hope he does. Look at Jason Massey. I want nothing to do with Adams. I fucking hope he winds up with you guys. I hope he's you know what? He's one of the best coverage safeties in the game. He obviously handles contact well. He's just that fucking guy, dude.
When he's not running from it.
I know.
First play of the game, you like that's the play you're supposed to get it, off.
Yeah. Just be like, fuck it. This is the first hit. Even if you don't want to get fucking hit, it's the first fucking hit of the game. You're like, okay, got out of my fucking system.
Yeah.
The last image that all the Seahawks fans will have of Jamal Adams is just getting beat by Deebo Samuel right over the top and him just pulling up. I don't know if you remember. You can probably go back. You probably don't want to. I would too, Jason. It was basically like doing that. So basically, one of the which game did I see you at, Jason?
Trip over when you're actually going after the player as he's running away from him.
The last image every Seahawks fan will have of Jamal Adams will be fucking Deebo Samuel just going over the top of him. I don't remember if he ran around him or what, but just Jamal Adams just fucking coasting his way to the goal line while fucking Deebo Samuel sprinting. And that was his last game as a Seahawk, and I believe it should be.
I don't
Ring
understand.
of Honor player for sure.
I don't understand why people or teams are actually talking to the guy.
It's you guys.
You're talking to him too?
I heard it was just being nice. They're like,
They're just being nice, huh? Oh,
if we get Jamal Adams back, boy, I don't know what the fuck I would do. I'd be so pissed.
I was saying earlier, well, not earlier today, but shows with other people that maybe as a linebacker,
no,
but
after watching
that, I don't want him to tackle. I just want him to hit. I just want him to hit. But he wasn't trying to do it in the last video. I don't watch a lot of Jamal. Well, Jamal Adams doesn't come out on tape really because he's
invisible. Yeah. It's like this, okay? Run defense, right? Traditional inside linebacker, just playing zone. Run defense, typical, find the hole and make the tackle. Jamal Adams does not want to find the hole, obviously based off that clip, and he can't tackle worth a fuck. So what's he good for? Other than a fucking shitty motivational speech before the fucking game.
Yeah, he doesn't have much place in the league, really. So that's why I'm like, why are people? You either got to you got to either be good in coverage, or you have to be good at tackling / hitting.
Maybe he could find a job as a fucking long snapper somewhere. Nobody'd have to touch him, right? He wouldn't have to cover anybody. And realistically, you never expect a long snapper to make the tackle anyways. So
you could still talk shit to women on Twitter.
Exactly. You can still talk shit about guys' girlfriends and then go after the media. By the way, Seattle media, you live here, is one of the softest fucking media markets. Just as far as softball questions, everybody is fucking nice. This guy comes from fucking New York and was fine with the New York media, and then Seattle media, he's got a fucking problem, right? He's like, oh, everybody's attacking me. Maybe it's because you fucking suck.
They're asking for why the results aren't happening, and he can't give them a reasonable response, and so that's attacking.
Yeah, he's a bitch. So anyways, next, we're done.
We need
news and rumors. Here's a question I wanted to ask you.
Yeah.
I thought this was pretty funny. So before this pod started, I looked up 49ers rumors just because I could see what I wanted to kind of ask you about, whatnot. Diamador Lenore has gotten a little bit of a beef with Willie Snead, an old receiver, you guys.
Oh.
Have you seen anything of it? Because I think it's pretty funny.
Oh, no, I haven't.
Okay, well, breaking news. Diamador Lenore is beefing with Willie Snead over something.
Snead. Okay, so Snead. I heard Snead came out and said something to the effects of you don't really get a clean shot at the 49ers. They know who's going to play, and you're just kind of running around, just going through the motions, and then you can pretty much saying he should have beat somebody out in camp, but he didn't.
He said they're afraid to let guys compete.
Yes, exactly.
And then said, these last 3 years have been nothing short of entitlement. Competition breeds champions. I want to see what Lenore had to say about it.
Yeah. I don't know if Lenore's talking on the same thing, but I would.
One sec, I'm reading on it. Sorry, guys.
You're good. Lenore, he was a 5th round pick. Everybody was all excited about Ambry Thomas. He was a second thought.
Diamador Lenore said, why you sneak dissing, which in white man's terms probably means tag me or something like that. I don't fucking know. I don't know what that fucking means.
Sneak dissing is when you're talking shit without it being out in the open.
Okay, well, yeah.
So if I was to reference certain things that, let's say, you wore all the time, or that you were saying and some kind of thing to make that look bad, or to poke fun and use that in there, that would be like a sneak diss.
Can I be honest? Was he on the team last year? The 49ers?
Was that?
Was Willie Snead on the 49ers last year?
I believe he was. He's been on the practice squad.
All right. I didn't even fucking know he was on the 49ers, to be fair.
He did some things at times when he was asked to that helped us out. But he rarely played.
He didn't. I'm looking at his stats right now. I don't know if he did.
Yeah.
Let's see.
You got to understand, everybody else on the team other than him was getting the ball, because you got 6 wide receivers, right? You've got 3 of them are going to be out on the field 98% of the time.
So
you know what I mean? If 3 receivers are out there, there's only the top 3, which is going to be Brandon Ayuk, Debo, Juwan Jennings. And then you got Ray comes in there. So Ray probably, I'd say we got about 6%, everybody, so Snead is getting like 0.5%.
Well, no. Okay. He played 4 games in 2022. No stats recordable, by the way. In 2023, he played in also 4 games. Had 2 receptions for 14 yards. Not bad. To be fair, more than I have, but not good professionally.
So one thing,
All Around Sports Network is fucking bringing the heat tonight, though. By the way, he is fucking going for your throat, Ryan.
Well, he's not wrong about like 2025. That's when the numbers start crunching. This is the other thing, though. Kittle's contract is up then after 2025. So there might be, Kittle might, you never know, might be going somewhere. I have no idea. But somehow they're going to, and Debo's part of the Cabo clique. Do you know what I'm talking about, Joe?
No.
So every year after the season, certain players and Kyle and John and everybody from the upper management go to Cabo, and they rent out like a whole resort, and they just kind of fucking walk around doing their own thing. That's part of the Cabo clique. So, like, if you're in the Cabo clique, you're set. So Debo and Kittle are in the Cabo clique. So I don't know what's going to go on there.
Jason said the Cabo clique will be gone.
will all but be gone. I don't know. It seems like it's growing. I think Brandon Ayuk got invited to the Cabo Click, not this season, I believe he did, or last season or something like that. They got invited. So, and Christian McCaffrey's in the Cabo Click already.
That's what I mean. The fucking Cabo Click might need to send somebody off, you know?
It will happen, I'm pretty sure. Unless they're thinking that Trent Williams is going to retire and then they'll be able to just fit everybody on there and not have to worry about left tackle because they want Jalen Moore to fucking fill his spot, which will just what's
happened with the Seahawks, I don't want to have it happen with the 49ers. Well, I do. I would love to see it happen with the 49ers.
Oh, hold on one second. Real quick, because I thought I'd bring it up. Because Jason did. Because it's kind of like a rumor that's going around, and it would have implications. I missed it. We're going to more of a pass-heavy offense probably next year.
Why? That would piss me off. I like to set the fucking tone in the run game. I know you do too. Don't fucking look at me and say you don't. I want to run down their throats. The Seahawks haven't been capable of doing it in the past fucking 10 years, but
I'm thinking what they're gonna do is their problem is they can't get around pass protection. So the guard or the guy we got in the third round this year, Pooney, he's like a pass protection guy. He spent most of his time pass protecting, and just last year got to a system where he had to run block. And it seems like everybody the 49ers picked up are more of a passing type guy. So the 49ers might be doing like a, you know how the Bills, they pass and they pass and they pass, and then they just do a stupid, regular, bland old draw, and they'll get 10 yards on it with Singletary.
Yeah.
I think that is not how we're going to be, but kind of in like a little bit of that way, you know, to where we're not running that little, but it's kind of like a last second thought because the ball's going around so much that you're beating feet to get back to your spot. And then all of a sudden you realize it's a run, right? I think that's kind of what we're going. And then with like Pearsall, if we're going to be a more pass happy kind of thing, well, Kyle's going to need to be able to do these tight splits and such like that. So you're going to want to be able to have more hiding more looks with more type things. So you might need a different type of personnel on there. And with the 2 wide receivers we got this year, he's looking to get down the field on people. So it looks like we're going to get a little nasty in the passing game and just start cramming it down people's throats, because also Christian McCaffrey is a great receiver. Great receiver. One of the probably the best receiver for a running back there is in the league at the moment, I would say. And he could be one of the best all time. Would you say?
Pass catching running back?
Yeah.
Yeah. As much as I don't like him, yes.
I don't know where I would put him, but I would say you could definitely probably put him in the top 3, if not 1, 2. You know what I mean? Like, he's really good at it.
Yeah, he's fucking awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. I'm just saying, like, it's, and so if you're going with that, then that's some nasty shit too, because also at the same time, you're looking at him as a receiver until he's not, and oh shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I do want to ask you, I haven't talked to you since the Super Bowl loss was fresh right before we go off of here, because for one, the the NFL schedule comes out next week. We already know who all the opponents are.
Right.
But what is a successful 49ers season this year in your eyes? Because last offseason, about this time, you said win the Super Bowl or it's a failure. Do you still feel the same way?
Yeah, because the goal was a Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
So, and to me, I feel okay with saying that because I feel the players deep down, I'm sure they take pride in how far they got, but I'm sure deep down they know they didn't eclipse the goal, and that is a failure for this year, right? It's not like, you don't get another chance at it next year. Everybody's on deck. You know what I mean? So you got another shot, whether you make it there or not, but this is what you do. You got another shot that you can fail again this year. But yeah, last year it was a failure because everybody set the expectation for Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
If you look in that game, we should have won that game. It was our game to lose and we lost it. So yeah, you couldn't seal it at the last couple minutes. How do you deserve to call that a season that was worth it? In the last bleeding moments, you couldn't get it together long enough to kick an extra point. And I'm not dogging the kicker. I'm just saying, you can't complete these little tasks that can get you the win by the end of the game.
Yeah.
There's so many, like, I heard people blaming the refs. I really didn't see it that way.
I thought it was fairly officiated.
I thought it was too.
If anything, there was one call that sticks out in my brain where they called Mahomes on an intentional grounding play, but he was out of the pocket and the ball went past the fucking the line of scrimmage. If anything, I thought the Chiefs got fucked at least once.
I thought they played they let the guys play.
Mm-hmm.
I thought they did a great job. of that.
No. Jason, no, because this year the Seahawks, it was always Super Bowl or bust with Pete and Russ. With Geno, it was who knows what to expect. Just think of the 49ers when under fucking Chip Kelly. Was it really Super Bowl or bust with you guys? I don't think so. Think of them with fucking, who was the other guy? Tom Sula? Is that who it was?
Yeah.
I don't think it was Super Bowl or bust with you guys to be like, oh boy, if we made the playoffs this year, if we snuck in, that'd be awesome.
Well, to me, I think when you're a team that is in the talk for being in the Super Bowl, you are one of those Super Bowl or bust type teams, because you don't just wake up one season and accidentally make it all the way to the Super Bowl and win it. You have to build that stuff. You know what I mean? You really have to build every bit of a team out and work together for a minute to kind of gel and know where everybody's going to be to win that Super Bowl. So I think teams, depending on where they are at, like the Houston Texans, are they in a Super Bowl or bust? No, but looks like where they're going, that could be a thing in the next couple years. You know what I mean? They were in the playoffs this first year, the Houston Texans. So if maybe, if they go farther this next season, then maybe people are like, oh yeah, Super Bowl or bust. We went to the NFC Championship last year. We were, a game away from getting to the Super Bowl. Then people are like, yeah, we're Super Bowl or bust because we know we can get there. We've gotten better every year. Why can't we get better enough to win it this year?
Well, like the perfect example. Do you think the Lions fans are calling the Lions season a failure right now? It's like, it's shit like that.
Well, that's a great thing to bring up. What's the drought been?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like what the Lions did this season was amazing to them. They won their Super Bowl, and they won their Super Bowl last year when they beat the Packers. Even though they didn't go to the even though they didn't go to the playoffs, they got to knock the Packers out of the playoffs. If I remember correctly, right? Yeah,
they knocked the Packers out, put the Seahawks in.
Yeah. So that wasn't they're not Super Bowl or bust. They could be in the next year or so, though. If they keep having consistent success but can't get over the hump, then they could be like, hey guys, like, you know, this winning is great. Don't get me wrong, but let's go. We need to go all the way. You know what I mean? Like I could see that happen in the next 2 or 3 years, because I don't think they're just going to be like, fire him because we've been in the NFC Championship 3 times and haven't won a Super Bowl. They know what it's like. They're not saying, they're like, look, we're just going to hold back and chill. We're just going to hold back and chill, bro. This guy's got a plan. We're going to get there sometime.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think that's about it till next week. I'd like to thank Easy Rider Danger for popping in with the Ron Jeremy caption. I really appreciate that, buddy. Thanks for the support. What a good way to end that off.
We did have some idiot talking about Brock Purdy will sign for a $30 million contract.
We will talk about that off the air. Because I don't know who that was, and I was going to ask you who it was. So we will talk about that off the air. With that, what do you have going on the rest of the week?
Nothing. Next week I got just Ted.
Sick.
And then I guess if we rock again.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, he says Jim Tomsula, aka Ron Jeremy. Okay, I get that. Just with the name Easy Rider and just the comment Ron Jeremy, you kind of had me there. Had me stumped a little bit there. Yeah, I'll probably do this next week. Try to get some other shit going on. We'll figure it out. I don't know. It's hot as fuck in Seattle right now, guys. So, it sucks. It's like 77 degrees today. So,
I want to thank everybody who tuned in tonight. Appreciate y'all.
Yeah,
and have a wonderful evening.
All right. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
Peace.